Hitman is a pretty easy concept to understand. I've never played the games, but it's not exactly an original story. It's been used everywhere from Soldier to Star Wars. In this case, you get a bunch of cloned hitmen raised from birth to kill, and one of them, Agent 47, gets into some shit. Now, in the case of the film, they ditched the clone angle, but it pretty much amounts to the same thing. Timothy Olyphant plays Agent 47, a professional hitman who is part of an organization that contracts for him. He's the best at what he does, blah blah, bald head, tattoo of a barcode. It's the basic premise of the game. 47 is sent to kill the president of Russia, and after doing this, he's set up by his own organization, who tries to eliminate him, as well as the president's concubine, because they're the only ones that know about the cover-up. Although 47 killed the president, the news claimed he was only wounded. 47 knows he got a kill shot, and that the new president is a decoy, which uncovers a conspiracy involving members of the Russian government, the international intelligence community, and the organization. Sounds pretty good, right? I mean, this is the sort of premise that could lead to a great action and intrigue movie. But, sadly, Hitman just isn't that good. The action is serviceable at times, bland at others. The dialogue is weak, and the characters' personalities shift drastically without warning, and then shift back. It's a filmmaker's attempt at character development, but instead of being linear and natural, it comes off as haphazard and disjointed. The plot moves about from one shootout to another, and they're all pretty much the same. And honestly, the best action scene happens near the beginning of the movie. It fails to progress in a natural crescendo and instead peaks early on. The worst part, though, is the acting. Probably the only person in the entire movie who comes off as viable is Olga Kurylenko, who plays Nika. But the movie is heavily marred by the awful acting of Timothy Olyphant, who can't decide whether he's playing a cold-blooded, merciless assassin or a confused man-child. I get that 47 did not have any sort of real childhood and he's lacking in social graces, but it's played so badly due to the disjointed development of the character and Oliphant's lopsided acting. When 47 is trying to be all hard and menacing, it's not convincing. He doesn't sell it. You never believe that 47 is a badass. When he tries to show vulnerability, it's also not believable. It's almost as if the character was faking it. The movie does not have a lot of humor, but what little there is portrayed by 47 mostly through gestures, facial expressions, and one-liners. But honestly, the character doesn't even seem like he should have a sense of humor. Lastly, I have to mention that there isn't a single likable character in the movie. Nika comes close, but I can't help but dislike her when she's constantly abused by 47, who threatens her constantly, drags her around like a piece of luggage, and talks down to her. But, of course, she has to throw herself at him because she finds his indifference to be so hot, you guys. Ugh. Overall, Hitman had potential, but just isn't good enough to be worth your time, and it doesn't really get anything right. I'm going to give it a 3 out of a possible 10.